Okay, so we're gonna get into this makeup. Okay, you guys, so for this part of my makeup look, I am going to do my eyes off camera, and then when I come back on here, we're gonna do a little chit chat talking about what is going on in the world of nursing, because y'all, it is crazy. Okay, so I'm still in the process of doing my eyes. I got really distracted because I was talking to a few people. But I wanted to show you guys this cute cup that I got from Amazon, and it's definitely that girl. It helps me to remember to drink water while I'm at home. And it has my initials on it, so hubby knows not to mess with my cup. But this is very, very cute. You should definitely get you one, and I will leave the link in my bio. Okay guys, I know on here it seems like it's only been a couple minutes, but it's been about 3 hours and I'm finally finishing up my eye makeup. Okay, but before I even get into the look, I kind of just want to talk about what's been going on in the nurse world. So a couple days ago, hubby sent me a DM from one of the Instagram news stations, but mind you, I had already saw this message when I got up in the morning. He sent it to me. I was like, this is crazy, like what? And let me tell you why. So backstory, I'm from Miami, and if you know anything about South Florida or like Florida nursing in general, it's really rough out there. Like the ratios are crazy, the nurses are crazy, like, you know, the hospitals are crazy. It's just really crazy down there. And so when I was in nursing school, I remember hearing a lot about, like, you know, smaller schools or like schools that were kind of like friendly to, if you never got into a nursing program, you could come to our school, you know, like some of those things which made it, you know, accessible to different people to be able to get a degree. And so recently, well, this post that I saw, it basically said that 7,600 fake nursing diplomas were sold in Scheme, and guess where the scheme was based out of? You guessed right, it was Florida. Florida was the sole perpetrator in this situation. It said that 25 people were charged this week in connection with the scheme, which involved the sale of fake transcripts and diplomas issued by 3 Florida school nurses. I know for sure, oh, so they named the 3 schools. I was gonna say I know one of them by heart, but one of the schools was Siena College, which I've seen, it's in a plaza. Sacred Heart International, which I've also seen, and Palm Beach School of Nursing in Palm Beach County, which I've also seen. Like, don't ask me why I've seen all these. Just know, like, these schools are like questionable. Now, Palm Beach State was actually, I believe it's across from my alma mater where I graduated with my bachelor's degree. So I think that school was nearby. And if I'm being honest, I think I applied to one of their nursing schools in the area, but luckily they didn't accept me, which is fine. I ended up going to Miami-Dade College, and then I went on to get my bachelor's of science at Florida Atlantic University. So to hear this story is just so crazy to me, because I cannot believe that they are cracking down. I'm happy that they are, but like, wow. And then this morning on Instagram, I noticed that they were updating on like the case and like what's going on. They were saying that they sent letters to nurses in Georgia. They sent letters to nurses in Maryland. They sent letters to nurses in Idaho, like all over where they've been moving to work. Most of these nurses have been working at like VAs and nursing homes. So it doesn't really sound like so far they've been in hospitals, or they probably have been in hospitals and then they moved on into different things, or like some of them are getting their masters or are nurse practitioners now. According to I don't know which news station this is. Oh, it's Tennessee news station. A fake nurse named Misty Dawn Bacon appeared in federal court on Wednesday to receive her sentence in the fake nurse case. She was sentenced to 51 months in prison and ordered to pay $700,000 back to her employees, which means since she's gotten her fake nurse diploma, she has made $700,000 as a nurse. That is wild to me. During her sentencing, Bacon apologized to all the people who were affected by her decisions. She said a few words of sorry. And basically, it was said that this ruling will send out a message to others who may feel like this is something they can do to make a little bit of extra money, or just somebody that may attempt to try this in the future. Wow, this is so crazy. I guess in this case, one of the reasons why she actually was arrested was because she stole this identity, this Misty Dawn identity, and used it to help her become a nurse. So I guess this kind of goes a little deeper, because I haven't heard just yet that they're arresting these nurses, but this is actually the first arrest that I've seen in the case. And so I'm pretty sure they're going to be cracking down on like nurses who came from abroad and trying to finish up school quickly so they can move on, like, or probably people who were doctors in other countries and they came here and they couldn't get in med school, so they did these programs to kind of further their education and go on to be nurse practitioners, or whatever they were trying to achieve. So I'm sure they're going to start cracking down on these cases. I've heard that there are some nurse practitioners who are now why am I talking? Let me get into this makeup. But I heard that there are some nurse practitioners who are trying to appeal the situation to basically avoid losing their license. And I wonder what they're gonna say, because really and truly, regardless of if they are now nurse practitioners, they still got there illegally. And I think that should say, how the situation should go. It's like, even though they worked all this time and probably paid all this money for school and stuff, they still got there illegally. So like, I really don't see them fighting and winning this case. And if they do, I would be very, very surprised. And they reserve the right to keep their licenses. So that's kind of like the argument that is going on now. And to me, it's crazy. It's like, no girl, you took the test illegally, because if you had never purchased that fake diploma, you would not have been able to sit and take the test. So it's just like, is that not clicking? So yeah, to me, it's just very wild, this whole situation. I hate to say that I'm not surprised, but I really do hate that it's happening. And I also hate to say that, I don't feel like they're going to be able to catch everyone. Let me do a quick little water break. That was a bit of a long, awkward pause, but let's get right back into this makeup. So, like I was saying, I really do feel bad for all the patients who have been affected by the situation. And I think to me, that's my biggest concern. Like, how many people have these nurses touched? Like, how many people did they encounter with? Even in the news, though, they're saying that so far they haven't found any deaths in the situation. But I'm just like, how do they go into that research? You know? This whole situation is just so scary. Like, so scary. And I really do hope they catch all those nurses. My dad called me. He was like, Kathleen, Ukone went okay. Basically, he was saying in Creole, like, you know, he good. He been a nurse for however long. And he was like, you know, I'm good because me and my dad actually went to the same nursing school. And he was kind of just like, you know, we're okay. Just kind of like be mindful. He actually told me to be mindful because in light of this whole situation, it's going to be a huge nurse shortage issue. And we're already in a nurse shortage ever since the pandemic. But y'all, that's drama, that's tea in the nurse world. But other than that, I kind of feel like, you know, being a nurse is still one of the most trustable positions you can have. I definitely don't feel like those 7,600 fake nurses who decided to buy a diploma defines the whole world of nursing. And I kind of feel like that is going to be a conversation over the next few years. Like, what does that look like? One of the nurses that I follow on IG, she lives here in Georgia, and she was actually like saying that they're already cracking down on applications. And I'm just like, whoa, like this literally just came out this week and they're already cracking down on that. Like, that to me just says that it's going to be a rough next few years as they try to you know, as they try to crack down on this situation. I'm sure the FBI is just as stressed as we are. And this is honestly like a world health issue. So I'm sure that they just want to make sure that everyone is safe as far as like health is concerned, and like the patients are getting real nurses to take care of them. So it is definitely understandable. But y'all, girl, that's been what's going on over here yonder in my world. And you know, it's like we're trying, you know, we're trying our best to work these hard jobs. I know for me especially, I've been trying to think about what my next few years as a nurse look like. And I'm happy right now where I am. But I have definitely been thinking about what being a nurse looks like. And I've been getting some inspiration from like people I've met, and like just kind of listening to people talk and listening to how there are, you know, there are options out there. It's just about, you know, what you're interested in. And I really think I want to make a video about that because nursing can seem very like I don't know why I'm brushing my hair, but there's stuff in my hair. If you don't think about what you want, you can get stuck in a cycle of doing the same thing over and over again. And I just feel like there's too many opportunities out there to just kind of sit there and do the same thing over. Like I definitely feel like I've done my due diligence of looking to see what options are out there. And while I haven't talked about any of my makeup, so after I did my foundation, I contoured with this Tarte brand, and this color that I have is the 475 Tan Deep. And then I also went in with this 53N color, and this is another Tarte brand, and that's what I use for my concealer. And then I use the Laura Mercier. Can y'all see that? I use this for the powder, and now I'm about to go in with my Sephora pressed powder, and this is to basically wipe off all that white excess so I don't look like a ghost. Sometimes I feel like my makeup is too much for the daytime. But yeah, what was I saying? I feel like there are so many opportunities in nursing, and I think that it's important to try out different things so that you don't feel like you're stuck in a cycle. I know I've been heavily looking into like getting into the world of nursing where it's not bedside. Obviously, I don't feel like any nurse ever wants to be bedside forever unless it's a specialty in which they love, which, you know, love that for you. But where's my blush? I use my Marc Jacobs, and it has the blush color that I love on top right here. And I just use my brush. But I've been looking heavily into what's it called? Helping out with different systems and how patients are cared for, and like how they continue to receive care after they leave the hospital. I wouldn't really call it community nursing, because I think that I want to be more involved with insurance, and just put a little bit of blush on my nose. I think I want to be involved with insurance and communications with doctors, and that is really because I want to see the full picture. Like, okay, why is this patient coming back every 2-3 days? Like, what's tea? And what do I do after I do all this? I feel like my lips look so dry, but that's okay. I then go in and I add a little, I use this Tarte Champagne Glow. You can't see it probably because I have issues with focusing, but I just put a little bit on my nose. That's really the only place I add highlighter. It's weird, but I might add some to my cheeks, but very lightly. So yeah, like I kind of feel like I want to be involved in that type of nursing, and I may not have a title for it just yet, but I'm still doing my research and trying to figure out what that looks like for me. And I know that there's a job out there for me, and if not, then I'm just gonna create it. Honestly, that's kind of what I've been telling myself. If I don't see something like that out there, then I'll just create that position. But I'm pretty sure there are positions out there like that. Like, I'm 100% positive there's something out there that discusses, like, you know, patient hospital quality and like patient quality and what that looks like outside the hospital. And so that is kind of where my head is at right now. Let me put my Urban Decay all-nighter on. I really like to get it in there, and sometimes I'll add a little extra. It's called Make It Last Dewy, and this is for a dewy finish set because I don't want to look too matte, especially because I use a matte foundation. So I kind of let this dry a little bit, and then I go back in with my brush. But essentially that is what is going on. So that's kind of like where I've been at with nursing, and especially after this situation, it makes me realize too that there's a lot of re-education that is needed in nursing in general. And so yeah, I know I'm not in this position for no reason. Like, I know that I did the travel nursing thing. I did the, you know, working on different units. I tried, you know, the whole 9 yards, and now I'm working in a position that I absolutely love. But I just know that there is more for me to do in the world of nursing overall. And so that's kind of been my main focus recently. And so hopefully pretty soon I can figure out what that looks like. I put a little bit too much. But that is the final look. I hope y'all enjoyed this little chit chat, you know. Where's my... I do want to say shame on those nurses who decided to take the shortcut and think that, you know, everything was going to be okay. You know, I do hope that there comes a resolution, and I hope that the patients are okay, and I just kind of hope to see progress in the future in the world of nursing, and hopefully you'll see my face behind that progress. So this is the final look. Got my hair up in a ponytail. I'm wearing this Shein jacket with this leotard and these pants, which are from Forever. And then we have my YSL bag, and then I am wearing Yeezys on the feet. I just really wanted to say, like, if you guys have a dream or a vision that you want to accomplish, just go for it, and don't let anybody tell you that, you know, your field is too saturated. If you love it, girl, go for it. I know even sometimes within myself, I'm just like, ugh, too many people. I'm just like, too many people are doing this, so therefore I will not be successful. But that is me, like, knocking myself to the back of the line because I'm not believing in myself first. Because if I don't believe in myself, no one else will. Let's let that sink in. Think about it and apply it to your life, because it is facts. If you don't believe in yourself, why would anyone else believe in you, you know? I'm saying that and I'm thinking about it and I'm taking it in. And trust me, girl, I know it's hard to hear, but it's the truth. So really, really think about what that statement means, and you know, do what you can to apply it. And yeah, I'm just hoping that today's gonna be a great day. And I'm about to head out. My makeup is done, my face is beat. I feel like I look like that girl, you know? That's exactly what I am. That girl. So we're gonna go ahead and head out, and I'm just gonna take a few more pictures.
Get some air now, let your edge out. To some iceberg, you'll be heavy in my mind. Can you get the heck out? I need rest now, got me bummed out. You, baby.
If you are a real nurse, comment "hey girl" in the video. If you are in nursing school working your butt off to get your real diploma, also say "hey girl," and I'm rooting for you. You got this, y'all. Keep being great. But anyways, I didn't really get to talk about anything else. I didn't talk about where I've been, but I think in the beginning of this video or somewhere in this video, I expressed that I was going through some things and I kind of just needed a break, and maybe one day we can have a little chit chat and talk about that. I do feel like I have had time to begin to process. I don't want to say I'm in the end of processing what happened just yet, but definitely just experiencing life with my husband and, like, you know, figuring out life as we go has been very interesting to me. And so I've been able to really focus on that recently, and I appreciate the support that I get from you guys regardless whether I'm here or not. And also recently my friend and I have been like really focused on our careers and like focused on like getting ourselves better and all that stuff, and like it just really encouraged me to not care about who tells you that you are not good enough for something. I kind of feel like, girl, if you want to go for it, go ahead and go for it, because you got this. You know, put in your all, because the hard work that you put in, we will see it at the end. And really just enjoy the process. And so that's kind of what I've been doing, and I really do hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that you guys keep coming back for more. I didn't really expect for this to be the end of this video or this vlog, but I'm gonna do a weekend vlog, so this will either be a part of that or this will just be part 1, and I will see you guys in the next one. So we're gonna go ahead and head out, and I will see y'all in just a little bit.